Right, I'm Crystal. I'm just going to have some general banter about being single and what it feels like when you're single and you have been for some time. Now, I'm going to go through a few of my relationships. When I was at school, I did not have any boyfriends. I was extremely shy. I didn't have any boyfriends at school. When I left school, I remained shy, and I joined Matchmaker magazine when I was 15 years old. I put an ad of myself in a newspaper and it came out my face was dark. It was overexposed. So one gentleman that replied to me said, "I thought you were an Indian lady, Asian." I said, "No, I'm white." The first date I went out, I was indeed 16 then, was with a ginger-haired bloke who was 22, and he was called Steve, and he had a bald head with orange hair. And he took me to Sheerness. So this ugly business, this horrible business that people do to me, make people go out with me, then they turn me down, then I'm left on my own, started happening ages ago. So Steve, I was 16, he was 22, and he rang up and my mum answered the phone. She passed the phone to me and he said, "I'm sorry, but I don't want to see you again." And I was 16. I moved on from that. I was getting letters, people with sending me Polaroid pictures with patches over the penis part. You know, they sent me nude photos, and I didn't know that my advert had gone in a porn magazine. So, well, I met my ex-husband from it, and I went to Gloucestershire because that is where he lives, where the royal family have residences. And I spent 22 years up in Gloucestershire. I was married to my husband for 18 years, Dave, and I didn't need anybody else. When you're married, you're monogamous, and so I had a marriage, I had a sex life. My husband accepted me for what I looked like and what I'd gone through. He didn't judge me in any way. We divorced in 2008. I had a series of chaps going out with me that were using me, and they were drug users and people I shouldn't have mixed with. I got caught up in a lot of rubbish and shit that messed me up. I came down here in 2008 to be with my mother and father. There wasn't a boyfriend down here. I came down here to meet my mum and dad. I continue to get text messages and emails from various people that lie and whatnot. On coming down here, a couple of chaps, one stopped me and he lived in Palmerston Road, which is in Chatham. But the thing with these men is they want you now. They meet you, then they want you now. And you're not to talk to anybody else, you're to come with them. So I said, "No. What are you doing? Where are you going?" Like jamming my phone with 150 messages and I can't call anyone. So the first guy to talk to me down here was a man that met me in Palmerston Road. And I said, "No. And living with your parents, it's hard to date people. I was down living with my parents for 3 or 4 years, and how can you date people when you're living with your mum and dad?" So that was awkward. Then I got this place, and that's where David introduced me to the man at the end flats, and that went wrong. And then that chap approached me by the dustbins and said he loved me. That obviously went wrong. And I am currently single. There's nothing wrong with me. Men have found nothing wrong with me, the men that I've been with. In fact, I've turned them down and left them. So I don't know what the huge hullabaloo and the laughing is for. I've had several relationships and I've been the one to stop them. So the joke's on you fuckers. So just leave me alone, please. I've also been said by 2 people not to rush into any more relationships if men have been treating you like that. So this Ben Edwards that keeps saying things to me, arousing text messages about tongues and men wanting, why am I single? The reason I'm single is I can't find a decent bloke that doesn't hit me, push me about, drink, smoke, take drugs and abuse me. That's the reason. You aren't going to meet a person in a library. You aren't going to meet a lifetime partner in a library, and you know what I mean. And I'm going to go out to the library this afternoon, and Beverly will probably be in there, and she's just somebody I talk to. She's a female. I'm a female. And yesterday afternoon, you've got lots of women sitting in couples together now with hands on their shoulders. Just grow up and leave us alone.